We are now going to be discussing Assessment 3, Task 1, and you can see that we're giving you 14 points for competency. So, complete your estimated personal budget below. List your estimated income and expenses, add the totals and transfer the amounts to the total section. Identify whether or not you have money left, which is a surplus, that's correct, or whether you have a shortfall, too little, that's a cross. After you've completed the budget, identify which expenses are needs, which of course is first, that's correct, and which expenses are wants, which is a cross, not that it's wrong, but it's secondary. Income, we're talking about brutto income before deductions, because we're going to look at deductions still. Income source, salary 1, estimated, so that would be you. Now, what is your estimated income? Salary 2, and remember it varies a little. That could be here your partner. So investments. Do you have any investments coming in? Do you have any cell phone allowance or overtime coming in? And then your total income here for me, please. Expenses now. I know that you don't get your expenses, but in order to control your money, you need to know where your money goes. Salary deductions. This is, of course, happening before your money gets paid into your account. PAYE is tax estimated. How much do you think that is? Medical aid. Notice that you're only going to complete a row that applies to you. UIF, pension fund. I know that your company contributes, but so do you if you have this. Home loan. Now here, the home loan will only be applicable if your company deducts it for you. Garnishee orders, any court orders for accounts you do not pay, like a debit order then. Union contribution, any other. Then total expenses on your salary, which also appears on your payslip. Now, if we move ahead to other financial payments. Credit card 1. Maybe you do not have this, but I'm going to discuss number 1. I hope you don't have 3. Right, estimated. How much do you think you pay? And then we're going to ask you, is it a want or a need? Remember, a want is something I desire. A need is something I can't do without. Student loan, if you have it, how much do you pay? Car loan is only applicable if you have your own car. Home loan here will only be completed if you did not do it in the expenses or the deductions column. Personal loan, if you have it. Clothing accounts. Total finance payments. Let's have a look at fixed expenses. These expenses normally stay the same for a period of a year. Rates and taxes, only if you have your own home, how much do you pay? Notice that the want and the need column must still be completed. Vehicle insurance, if you have your own car. Home insurance. Now, this could be applicable whether you have your own house or if you're renting, because you can still have insurance. Life insurance, additional medical insurance, over and above medical aid. DSTV, Mnet, or TV license. Notice that if you pay your TV license per month, which is at 25 Rand, it will be here. If you pay it once a year, it will be variable, because that means it changes. Anything other, and then your total fixed expenses. Now we're coming to variable because it changes. Household. Now what is that? Household, notice the estimated and the want and need column that needs to be completed. This is if you put money aside to fix something in your house that may break, like a fridge. Groceries. Remember, you don't pay the same amount per month for groceries. Car maintenance. Only if you have your own car, you might put money aside for maintenance. Petrol or travel expenses, bus or taxi. Telephone, if you have it in your house installed, otherwise cell phone. Electricity, furniture. Now, hopefully you don't buy furniture every month, but maybe you put money aside. Clothing, this would be cash. School. Now, if you ask me why is school here, it is not your school fees. That would be a fixed expense. School here applies to variable expenses like clothing or stationery or books. Any other medical prescriptions? Do you dine out? entertainment, takeaways, movies, excursions? Do you belong to a gym or any other memberships? Do you give gifts or donations to a church or charity? Do you put money aside for vacation, for pet care? Anything other than your total variable expenses. Now, you're going to look at the total brutto income on our first slide that we've discussed. Then you're going to look at the total of your salary expenses, financial payments, total, fixed expenses total, variable expenses total, and you're going to add all of them. And you're going to say to me total income minus total expenses, which will give you your balance. Now, if you have money left, that's a surplus, and you're going to tick it for me if you have. If you do not have, of course, then this amount will be a minus. Then you're going to make a cross because that is a shortfall. And that will be the end of your budget.